This week we're talking about reinvention and getting yourself out there with a great low-carb recipe reinvention of my favourite yum cha classic. Plus you'll meet 3 amazing and inspiring women shattering the illusion of pageantry in New Zealand. They're mums, they're married, they're entrepreneurs, and they're all vying for the title of Mrs. New Zealand. So what are we going to get up to today? Make sure you join us and keep watching. It's Easy Living with Monique Bradley. Well, no, my heart and my welcome to the kitchen. I'm Monique. If we haven't met before, welcome to my place. It's great to have you here. This is an exciting session today because I'm all about reinvention. I'm just like Madonna, I swear. And like most of you, we've all been through many life changes. For me, right now, my big reinvention is living low carb. It's helped me on my weight loss journey, having lost more than 40 kilos in weight. But most importantly, I've lost weight and I've gained life, and that's really what I want to share in today's recipe. I am doing a reinvention of one of my favorite yum cha classics. If you've ever been to yum cha and you've decided, yeah, I'm going to eat everything on the menu, that's great if you can, but for somebody like me, it's about reinventing those classics and still living a really fun and exciting life. So today, because of popular demand in the news feeds, I'm making my beautiful low-carb dumplings. And the cool thing is the recipe is already on my website, moniquebradley.co.nz. So you can go to the website after the show. I've shared the link in the news feed. There's a heap of low-carb recipes on there. Look, try them in your own kitchen, reinvent them yourself and see what works for you. So firstly, good morning, Tracy Marie Huia, who's already watching. Andrew, good, great to see you. You're going to love this recipe. Jane Wan, Heidi, hi, back to you. Gina Sterling, watching from Tauranga. There are so many of you. If you want to shout out in today's show, just let me know. I've got the news feeds right here. Let's talk, eh? Okay, well this recipe is going to take a few minutes to mix, so we're going to get started straight away. I have 250 grams of pork mince in my bowl here. When I went to the supermarket last night, I bought 500 grams, split it in half. This made 18 dumplings. I'm not even kidding you. So good. I'm going to add into there about a teaspoon of grated ginger. Did that myself this morning. Now, if you don't know about ginger, if you want to peel it, the best way to peel it is using a teaspoon, edge of a teaspoon. Oh, so easy. So that is delicious. I should probably use, looking for my spoons here, teaspoons if I need them. And grabbing the tea towel, that's what I was after, not my cabbage leaves. Into the bowl, I'm also going to mix up, I have very messily chopped up a whole bunch of spring onions. In fact, I used 2 spring onions for this recipe. Love them. Again, put them all into the bowl there, like that. Now this is super delicious, by the way. You're absolutely going to love it. I've got in here 2 giant cloves of garlic because I absolutely adore garlic. I love the flavour. Straight in there, look. How easy is this? I mean, seriously, guys. The kids could do this, actually. I'm sure they'd love it. Now, I'm also going to add into the mix, and this is one of the things that I love that really gave this beautiful flavour. Roasted sesame oil. And as soon as you smell it, oh, like seriously, so good. That's what really gives this a little bit of a kick. That's all going in there as well. Now you can choose, if you like, to add in a little bit of salt. Now normally I wouldn't, but I'm going to today because remember too, you're probably going to eat these with some soy sauce at the end, so that's going to add a little bit of a kick. And I will give it a little bit of a mix through with pepper. So normally I would mix this through with a spoon, but because I need to do this really fast, I'm going to do it all with my hands. And let's be fair, this is what you do in your own kitchen at home, right? So who else is watching? Oh, who's that? Hi Monique, love meeting you on Saturday at the Cloud. Oh, who's that? Just said, oh, Fiona Malcolm. Hello, my lovely. How's things in your part of the world? It was great meeting you too. Oh, look, there's so many of you. And I want to know how many of you would make a recipe like this. I mean, seriously, so easy. Okay, so that is your meat pretty much all mixed through. And you can tell by my technique, I'm certainly no master chef, but I adore food. Going to wash that off right now. Fantastic. Oh, hello, Leonard Matthews and Liam Fennell. Great to see you guys watching the stream today. I'm going to put on my fry pan on the back, and I'm going to put that up quite high. Now, that is pretty much your dumpling filling. Seriously, it's that easy. And of course, how do we make it low carb? This is what everybody has been messaging me about, because normally you'd use, say, a wonton wrapper to wrap up your filling. Well, here is the secret. I have actually pre-steamed some cabbage leaves, and you'll think, oh, it's just a cabbage roll. This is still like a dumpling. It's a cabbage roll on a whole new level. It's tasty as, and the secret is once you roll your mixture, you're going to pre-cook your dumpling mixture, then you're going to pop it into your cabbage shell, and you're actually going to pop that straight back into the pan. So you've got those lovely pan juices, which are just going to give a bit of crispiness. So you're not eating soggy old cabbage, which nobody likes. You've actually got something really delicious. Right, over to the pan, going to add in just a teeny tiny little bit of the oil there, and I'm just gonna, oh yep, we're hot already, perfect. Kind of stir that around. Now, my mum, who was a cooking teacher, she always used to teach me, if it won't move around the pan, just cheat it by using a handy towel. I love my mum for that. It was fantastic. Now, this is great. You've got your pre-mixed dumpling mix right there, and we're just gonna take little spoonfuls. It's like a little meat patty, and you're just gonna cook that down. Now, that's quite a generous portion there. And you're going to make these little tiny meat patties in there. And the reason why I'm pre-cooking it is I like the pot sticker type dumplings. You know, the ones that are all kind of crispy on the outside. I hope you guys can see that okay. Yes, you can. Brilliant. I like those crispy, delicious kind of dumplings, not the ones that are steamed so much. They're delicious, but I really like something that's got a bit of bite to it, and, you know, something I can really chew on rather than kind of, you know, those steamed ones can be a bit sludgy, to be fair. Right, so we're cooking that in there. And these, you'll notice I didn't put an egg in there. And that's because these will actually hold together all by themselves, because you've got that little bit of sesame oil in there. And the great thing about this is what I really love, is they seriously take just a minute or two to cook up. So it is fantastic and fast. So last night I made these for Pete. You guys know Pete. If you've watched the show before, you know he's my beautiful partner who produces the show for me every week tirelessly. He's usually behind the camera. He has decided that he's extremely happy that I'm living this low carb lifestyle, because number one, I'm cooking for the first time in my life, and he's really loving that. And number two, he's loving the fact that it's the flavour of the food that allows me to have better health. And at the same time, you know, he's feeling satisfied like I am. And in fact, he's lost weight just by living this lifestyle with me. Not that he needed to, but he's noticed changes in his body, changes in his digestion as well. So when you're doing something like this, low carb, it's not a sentence. There's nothing painful about it. It's about flavour, and you never feel like you're ever on a diet again. So this is exciting. Now, if I can't see your comments, I do apologise, but hello, Tongia Fuimana, nice to see you. Christy Jones, Fiona Malcolm, you're studying at the moment, can't wait for the topic we talked about to come up. That's right, very soon we're going to talk about the best op shops in New Zealand. Joanne Timuringa, lovely to see you on the stream. So if you've just joined, I'm making my beautiful dumplings today. These are low carb. Let me just flip this first one over. Oh yeah, look at that. Looking good. Now once they've got a little bit more form there and they're a little bit more stuck together, you'll just be able to pick them up with your tongs. We're getting a bit of smoke on. Right, that's a bit better. Sorry for the whirring noise there. Okay. So these are coming together incredibly well. So I'll only make these ones for you today just to show you what happens and to show you that it's really quick. In the same time that it takes you to go to the supermarket and buy a pack of pre-made dumplings, which are loaded with carbs, by the way, and sometimes contain preservatives. In the same amount of time, you can make your own pot stickers, and they are delicious. Going to turn that temperature down slightly. Okay, back to our wraps over here. So I have my pre-steamed cabbage leaves. You can do that either by cooking them in the microwave for about 3 to 4 minutes, and you want pieces like this till they go a bit floppy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take the really rough bits off, the bits that are a little bit too big. You can keep those for a stir fry, or you could use them however you like to use them. Roasted cabbage is actually delicious. And I'm going to just make that a little bit tidy, and I'll show you why. I'll just throw those extra bits in here. I'm just going to make 3 while we're on camera because I could be here all day, but we don't have time for that because we've got beautiful ladies in the studio today to talk about being in beauty pageants, and this is one you really need to see. Okay, slightly bigger there. We want to make them around about the same size. So tidy. That's not like me at all. Right, going to cut the edges off. Now you notice these are quite pliable. Normally cabbage can be a bit stiff, but because I have steamed it, so you can steam it in a pot, you can boil them, whatever's best for you. Right, look at that. Just going to chop that little bit off there. My pot stickers are sounding almost cooked. In fact, I'll flip them over. Oh yeah. So you want them to go a little bit crispy because nobody likes undercooked pork. We like things well cooked. And you'll be able to see once they're all cooked through. Oh, delicious. That is so good. So yeah, basically Pete and I polished off an entire batch of dumplings last night, covered in delicious chili oil, which was fantastic. I'm going to flip that one back. Chili oil and some soy sauce. Brilliant. Okay, handy towel on a plate. You'll do this at home as well, because we want to soak up that extra fat off our meat right there. Okay, I think I've got everything under control. This is good. We're making good time, people. Hey, so I want to know, what are you guys eating at the moment? What's cooking in your kitchen? What's your favourite dinner? What else do you want to see on the show, by the way? You know, what other recipes do you want to see? Because I'm cooking a whole heap of stuff. If you want to know my Asian-inspired coleslaw recipe, which is also low carb, hit me up, because, you know, now that I'm this newly found domestic goddess, I want to share the knowledge with everyone. It certainly is amazing. Oh, that's looking good. It's small, but I'll tell you what, that'll be tasty. Here we go. That pan is just doing a great job. Those two there, I'm going to give those a little bit longer. I'm going to turn that pan down a little bit more. Now what we're left with in the pan here is loads of pan juices, a little bit of the oil that's come out from both the meat and that sesame oil. So that's just in there. A few extra crispy crunchies, which I'll move to the edge because they're still really tasty. Nearly there. Oh, that's a goodie right there. That's looking good. So you can see they just take a couple of minutes to cook. Going to leave that for a second. Now, with our wrappers here, what we're going to do is we're going to take one of our mince patties. Which one do we look? I like this one. Excuse fingers. Look at that. I'm just going to wrap that up. And I know how much I need there in the end. And then what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to skewer that through to hold it. Okay, so that's number one. I'm going to take my next one. I just better check these little guys. Looking great. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, you're my favourite now. You can go in there. Oh, delicious. You guys can come out now too. Brilliant. I'm going to take meat patty number 2. I'm going to take this one actually. You're looking good. I'm going to roll that up just like that. And again, I'm going to chop off the end because, you know, I want to be able to impress my friends and family with this recipe. I'm going to... Honestly, this is so cool. I want to do this for like a, you know, because I always like to do an alternative Christmas. So usually it's a Mexican fiesta. I think this year it'll be an Asian-inspired banquet. That's, I think, on the list this time. I'm going to push that one through. Okay, so we've got our 3 dumplings, and I think that looks really pretty, like that. And then I'm going to take the whole lot and pop it back in the pan. So these guys are fully cooked. Right there, pop that out to let all that extra oil soak up, and I've popped that straight back into the pan juices. And the reason why, and I put it in the middle because it's the hottest part of the pan, I just want to heat that through slightly on the outside, and I want to give it a little bit of a glaze and crisp up that outside. So right now, see, some of those, whoopsie, not that bit, but you'll see it'll start to get darker, and that's what I want, just to take the edge off that soggy cabbage. Because I saw a lot of rolls like this on the internet. And to be fair, they didn't look that tasty, but once you fry them up in the pan like this, delicious. So, you get how it's done. I'm going to move this out of the way and then I'll show you how we serve it. That's simple. Time to make it look super pretty. I would serve it up for guests on a little set like this. Just noticed I've got the pen here for Multiple Sclerosis Auckland. Shout out to you guys. Fantastic. And remember, keep sending your comments through. Comment from Tonga, stuffing recipe, please. Do I deliver Alison Leonard for you, my darling? Yes, I will. You guys just send me a message, and if you want a delivery, I'm happy to. These are almost ready to go. I'm going to set them up on this platter right here. So I've got my plate, I've got some chopsticks, and here, last night I put some chili flakes into the bottom of this container and added some roasted sesame oil on top. So that's been infusing overnight. Delicious, cheap as chips. And here I've got some, traditional soy sauce. Kikkoman's a great one. Only use a sauce that's made from real food, by the way. Much better for your health. Get rid of preservatives immediately. How are we looking? Flicking them over. They're deciding to do their own thing. But look at this. How's that? Ta-da! So that's how to make low-carb dumplings. They are tasty as heck. As you saw, it just took me a few minutes. It's about knowing the flavours. The flavour's the most important thing here. So ginger, you can also add a little bit just to make it look pretty. Add a little bit of your coriander on there as well. And look, isn't that gorgeous? Even for me, who's not a master chef, I just think that is absolutely delightful. Asian-inspired dumplings or pot stickers made the low-carb way. So that's my reinvention. You will impress your friends and family if you serve that up, and I can guarantee you'll want to devour the entire batch. They really are that delicious. Now the recipe is already on. Switching off my fan there. The recipe is already on my website, www.moniquebradley.co.nz. There's a whole bunch of low-carb recipes on there. So plough through and find something that suits you and your flavour. Love it. Okay, Sally Chapman, joining you today from North City Plaza in Porirua. Kia ora to you. Great to see you guys. Calm Jones, you gorgeous goddess. Lovely to see you. Simon Tim Muanguzi, I hope I said that right. John G. Riddell, great to see you guys. It's lovely having you here. Today is all about reinvention and getting yourselves out there. Life is great right now. We're just like Madonna. And I've got somebody, a video from somebody who really loves to share his story of reinvention. He was a winemaker and he has a really interesting story to share. So let's take a look at this video from naturopath and medical herbalist. This is my lovely friend, Mike Ayres.
Hi, I'm Mike Ayres. I'm a naturopath and medical herbalist, and I'm here to give you some career advice for my one piece of wisdom tonight. I used to be a winemaker and realized that what I was really passionate about was natural medicine due to my own health journey and the benefits I'd received from naturopathy. So I'm really loving what I do now, and I think any of you out there not happy in your line of work, have a think about what you're passionate about and go for it.
Well, it's all action Jackson in the studio today. If you've just joined the stream, hey, I'm Monique Bradley, no my hiding my. Welcome to the YourFixTV studio. I have three absolutely gorgeous women in the studio with me today who all have incredible stories to share. Today's focus topic is all about reinvention and getting yourself out there. And these women are wonderful examples of that very topic. So first up today, we have Tammy. Welcome to the studio. Nice to meet you too. Shalala. Yeah. I hope I got that right. And Karen there on the end. Okay, welcome to the studio, ladies.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Look, this is really exciting. So these women are all vying for the title of Mrs. New Zealand. So they're all heavily involved in pageantry. And I'm a huge supporter of pageantry. So this is one of the reasons why we decided to invite these women into the studio. And I just want to say a big shout out to Rangi Barnett, who has organised for this to all happen today, because she really wants to share that story of what they're all collectively doing to help empower women. So first of all, I want to find out about each of you. So we'll start with you, Karen. Tell me about you. Are you a mum? You're an entrepreneur, a businesswoman? Tell me about you.
I actually given up my life to looking after others' children. I'm a senior lecturer. My major area of lecturing is in management, communication, and what's happening with social media.
Wow.
Right now I'm looking at completing a master's and going on to do a PhD. So I can spread the word, so to speak, and look at the way social media influences generations and people around the world. We have such a huge melting pot through the internet use and social media. It's a way that we can access and communicate and allow people to find out, you know, to gain knowledge, basically.
That's incredible. We seriously need to talk after today's show then.
Love to.
Because I'm all about social. I want to make social media social.
The world we live in is changing, and it's largely due to social media. And I've also looking at setting up a company in line with a major retailer for a new concept in shopping, which I think would revolutionise the way shopping is done worldwide. I know there's it's a big thing, and I can't give away too much because it's a concept that is close to my heart, and I hope that one day I can launch that. And New Zealand, we're entrepreneurs by heart, and hopefully one day you'll see me and I'll be pushing a shopping cart.
Yay! We love that. We love that. Okay, a couple of comments have already come through. Firstly, is it Shaira or Shira Karan?
Shira Karan.
Yeah, just said hi Tammy and Shalala, which is great. And Matt Dyer said hi Shalala.
Hi.
Hey, so it's amazing, eh? I love this because people are already messaging in.
Wow.
Alison Leonard also said, I'm starving and wasting away. Not, but I do like food. Well, I'll tell you what, Ali, come to my kitchen and I'll make my pot stickers for you. The ladies may even be here. We'll all go shopping together online.
To join Mrs. New Zealand 2018.
Absolutely, Ali. You need to come and watch the show. Okay, we'll move to you, Shalala, in the middle. Tell me about you and your background.
I'm originally from Fiji. I come from very struggling, poor family, and 10 years back I migrated to New Zealand in Palmerston North, and then after that I had my 3 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm mother of 3 kids, and I've always been a housewife, but I have done some jobs, and I've also lived in Australia, worked for Brand Influence Group.
Oh, great.
Yeah, as a planogrammer. So I moved back to New Zealand, and at the moment I'm full-time model for Icarus Talent.
Wow.
Yeah, and I have done a lot of fashion shows and catwalk.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So joining Mrs. New Zealand was just a natural kind of crossover for you.
Yeah, I have done one more pageant that was in September. And
wow.
Yeah, so this is my 2nd pageant I'm doing.
Exciting. Now
It's very exciting, and I have built a lot of self-confidence in myself. And I love to do more of the charity work.
Yes, I agree, me too.
Yes.
We're going to get more into pageantry and how it all works for you guys and the why. Yeah. First of all, Tammy.
Hi.
Tell me about you, my lovely.
I don't know really where to start, but basically I have an honours degree in communications. And so my passion from a little child has always been speech and drama from, I think, 5 years old. So I tend to speak, and I thought a lot, and I thought, why not make it a living? Because gosh, this is going to take me somewhere, and people are going to get sick of me talking for free. I might as well make it a living.
Get paid.
So in line with that, I've pursued public relations and marketing in the corporate world, and on the side I do acting, emceeing, TV presenting, and that's the route I'm also pursuing. So any agents out there?
Good on you. I like somebody who is a good, because it's about promoting yourself and getting yourself out there today.
Absolutely.
I love it. Look, this is fantastic. Thanks for that, Tammy. That's wonderful. So you've all got pretty diverse backgrounds. So why did you all decide to join Mrs. New Zealand? So is this a new pageant in New Zealand, or has it been around for a while?
Relatively new, yes.
Right.
It's been around since 2015 or 14.
Right, so very new. So why did you decide to join?
I think I'm at a stage where I had some very cruel friends who really berated me and gave me a tough time, demeaning and making me feel like I wasn't important or attractive. And for me, it's been a journey over the past 12 months where I've spent time finding myself and building, managing my physical fitness. I'm a competitive sportswoman.
Fantastic.
I've played cricket and hockey for Auckland as a representative player, and my sister's a very well-known marathon runner for New Zealand. So it was getting back to that fitness regime, and it gives me a lot of confidence, and I really want to provide assistance to people out there who don't have that confidence. I'm a confident person, but even confident people are impacted by the negative, derogatory remarks
100%.
made by, and normally, unfortunately, it's family members or it's people who are close to you, because people saying things from outside of your inner circle, we don't really care, but when they're inside your inner circle, it does have a huge impact on your confidence.
I totally agree. So you're really there to help find your voice even and make it stronger and help inspire others to find their voice.
Absolutely.
That's wonderful.
I encourage and I want to empower other women, and not just women, everyone. We're all important individuals and we're all here for a reason. Just pass on that good energy every day. Do something for somebody and pass it on. I really implore you to do that.
And I think this is something, the misconception about pageantry is that people think it's a lot of beautiful women up on stage parading around in bikinis with no brains. That is so far from the truth. Having worked with several pageants, it is so not true. What you see on stage is a bunch of women who have worked their butts off to be in great physical condition, to find their platform, you know. And I know with Mrs. New Zealand, it's about saying no to violence, and it's really anti-violence. And I know, you know, the big charity you all support is Breast Cancer Foundation New Zealand. More women need to know about this. More women need to check, you know, and that message has to go out somehow. So essentially, as women in a pageant, do you see yourself as social influencers to create change? Would you say that?
Yes, yeah. And I would like to pass my message to all the women out there that get up, dress up, and go out and do what you want to do, what you always love doing. I feel that some women, they feel stuck in the house all the time, but it's not just life is just not there in the house. You have to get out and make yourself feel beautiful, no?
And so that's the reason that prompted you to enter the competition?
Yes, yeah. And because I have been a housewife for a very long time, and
a mum, obviously.
Yes, and my girls, they are so supportive and they are so proud of me. When I go and pick up them from the kindy, she's like, "Oh, this is my mom."
Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful?
It's such a good feeling that they are feeling proud of me. And that's all I want. I want people to have love and care for each other, support each other, and help others build their career or whatever they want to do, help each other. And I've been doing that.
Yes.
Yeah, I've been supporting.
That's wonderful to have your children so supportive. Pete, who you've met here today, Pete's behind the camera. He's our producer at the moment. He is a father of a 12-year-old daughter, and he wants her to grow up body positive, feeling confident in her own skin, knowing her genius, which just isn't just your IQ, but the gift you have to give the world, your value. And that's one of the reasons why we have been so involved with pageantry, because we see that potential to do so much good for women.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and they when they go out on the stage, they have that different feeling, and they build that self-confidence over and over again. Like, this is my second one, and I feel so good and happy.
Isn't that wonderful? That's so wonderful to hear.
Last week I had my charity dinner for breast cancer.
Yes.
And my friends, they came over and they have supported me. Some of them, they just made donation who couldn't come. So
Isn't that great?
It just feels good that I have so many positive people in my life.
Yeah, and it's about that community support as well.
It's like a blessing.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's beautiful. Okay, so Tammy, why did you join? You know, I know you have this background in communications, but what really prompted you to get yourself out there on such a public platform?
Well, it's going in two directions. One is definitely for my long-term goals, which is TV work, because that's my dream, and it'll always be my dream, and I've been pursuing it academically and practically for a long time. So just to get that exposure on, and I am getting it because here I am.
That's right, here you are. We're here right now.
Absolutely.
And we're global right now, so big shout outs across the world. In fact, Shara, is it?
Yeah.
Shara just said Tammy is a wonderful person and very friendly. Isn't that lovely?
Yes.
Oh, and then Shara also, I'm sorry, I've said that wrong.
Shara.
Just said you're a wonderful mother, Shalala, and a great human being. Dion Wallace said good morning from South Africa.
Oh my
New
goodness.
Zealand Live Radio. Good morning, Dion. Great to have you watching. Oh, there's so many people. This is just crazy. I love this. We're global, my friends.
Wow.
Sally Eustace, Matt Bowler, Michael Knapp, Peter Vaughan watching today, Carol Ann Lewis, Hernando Garzon, Peter Wright, Shona Mackay, lovely to have you watching. Tammy, so tell me more about why you got involved with the pageant.
Okay, so one part is the media exposure, but I can see that it's the opportunities are already there, and besides this pageant, I'm doing a lot of different things in the line of getting into the TV realm. But other than that, that's what I want to do to give to the world. But another part is also, professionally, but the other part is because I've always been very passionate about humanitarian work. In fact, I used to work in a humanitarian ship for 2 years.
Wow.
And I volunteered straight after university, and that was how I wanted to release myself to the world. And so I've been to about 20 countries as a...
Oh my goodness!
serving particularly in the third world, which is Asia and Africa. So Asia is my I know it back.
Is that like where your heart is, and it's where you've spent the most time?
Well, yes, but it's where my heart is for the charity. Well,
yes.
Wherever there's a need, that's where I need to go. And so I thought this is a great platform as a person that now has a voice, that I can release to the world what we need to think about. My personally, I am very much for the issue of raising awareness of domestic violence and child abuse. Yeah. And I think that we need to be a voice to the voiceless.
I absolutely agree. Such a massive message, and I know that that aligns with that whole idea of what Mrs. New Zealand and in fact Mrs. Universe is about. When I did my research, I saw their key message is about saying no to violence and stopping, say, domestic violence or child abuse, any form of violence happening in the world. Do you think that's possible, Karen?
I think with education and support, it is possible. I believe that a lot of the violence in the families, it's intergenerational because it's just an accepted cultural practice in some places. One of the other issues I see is alcohol and drug use, which goes hand in hand with that sort of domestic situation. And it's opening and creating more of a platform for the politicians really to do something about alcohol and drug issues in New Zealand, because we have such a plethora of drug use and abuse in New Zealand, which is increasing with for some reason, and the police are really cracking down with the gangs now being methodically checked and kept in check, but still doesn't prevent drugs being out there in society. And unfortunately, addiction is one of the major effects of people who suffer recidivism in the jails and crime. So if we can seek to reduce drug and alcohol use and find support, and I personally have been volunteering for the past 12 months with the mental health unit in Ponsonby to provide support to clients and I provide them accommodation, support, and just someone to listen to, and someone to give them some idea about that there is a different lifestyle out there.
Wow, that's incredible. So would you say, with your involvement with the pageant, that you want to, do you see that you're in a position to help bring that awareness out there as well? And what efforts are you doing to bring about that change?
First of all, I want to say that this domestic violence, it comes from the experience, the parents, how parents have brought up their children.
Right.
Yes, that is the first thing. Because if your family is exposed in a domestic violence environment, then the kids is gonna be seeing that it's okay,
or that it becomes their normal, right?
Yeah, it's normal to treat someone like that. So they start continuing to treat their relationship. They're gonna continue the same thing that the parents are doing. So that's how the domestic violence, it goes on and on.
Right. So you want to break that cycle?
Yeah. It's good to break that. Is by asking for help. There are a lot of helps out there, like phone calls. There's some toll-free numbers they can ring and just talk to people, get counseling. Whoever is going through that and is shy to talk about. You know, some people some of them are scared to talk about it with other people. Yeah.
So Tammy, what if somebody was in a situation of domestic violence? And that's not the topic of today's conversation. We are talking about pageantry. It is about getting your voice out there. It is about being heard. It is about asking for help, as you've just said, Shalala. But Tammy, what would you recommend if somebody is in that sort of situation? What would you tell our audience? You know, they may be throwing it off saying, oh, you know, no, I'm okay. What would you tell somebody? If you could reach out right now, what would you tell them?
Yes. Thank you for the question. I think there's a big issue of stigma and shame, and I think that's understandable because shame is I think it's an emotion that comes up very much, and if you are in an emotionally abusive environment or a physically abusive environment, your abuser or abusers have told you that you can't speak up for yourself, you're not worthy, you're not valued, so you automatically take on that shame. But shame is not necessarily a good emotion because it prevents us from getting the help and the love and the generosity of other people. And there's so many precious souls out there, like Shalela and Karen, myself and you, and
Rangi.
And
shout out to you,
Rangi.
Yeah.
And many others that so much want to help and to reach out and serve the community.
Yes.
And to you as an individual and to families as well. And I think constructively, there's many things we can put into place. I am in contact with one particular organization, community organization, in Auckland that does work with women that are in coming out of emotional abusive environments and physically abusive environments. And they're able to walk you through that very sensitive and vulnerable situation to get to a place of breakthrough and healing, restoration.
I love that. That is just fantastic. And this is what I wanted you guys to know about pageantry. Mrs. New Zealand is for women over the age of 25. They are married, they have children, they're entrepreneurs, they're big visionaries. They're women who work really hard to change society. And they're more than just beauty with a purpose. They're beauty with passion. They're beauty with determination to do something different, to make a change in the world. And that's why these women are here today. Now, I know there's been so many comments. Larry Nyhard, who's watching today from Nashville. Thank you for watching the show. He's just said, good evening, ladies from Nashville. Great to see you. Joe Timordinga said, looks yummy. I assume, Joe, you're talking about the food we cooked earlier. It's just so wonderful to hear that you guys are doing this, because I know that pageants get a lot of negative press. You know, that these women are attention seekers. They don't have a brain. Are you there also to shake up that stigma of what pageantry is about? Would you say that, Karen?
Well, I have to be honest. I never felt that this was like a pageant. It feels more like a collaboration of intelligent women seeking to be a united voice to approach not only New Zealand but on an international platform the issues that are prevalent in society, and I believe the issues in New Zealand are also relevant to the international stage, and perhaps even more so.
Perfect. So what about you with breaking the stigma of what pageantry is about? What do you want people to know about what pageantry is actually like?
I take everything in a positive way because I have made so many friends, so many positivity in my life. Every day I smile, and from my last pageant I made so many friends. Some of them are coming to support me.
Oh, wonderful. Yeah. See, that's what I love about this too.
Yeah, and this pageant, I know so many people and the models and everyone, they're all being supportive. I have nothing bad experience. It's
That's
just
so good.
Yeah.
So Tammy, would you recommend other women to give it a go?
Yes.
Definitely give it a go.
And what do you want them to know about pageantry?
I want them to know that this can bring a lot of self-confidence. And I think it's also time, ladies, beautiful ladies out there, that we build our own self-esteem so that we can take it and release it to the world.
Oh, I love that, because I'm all about confidence and self-esteem. So that's such a great fit for the show. Well, if you want to come and watch the show, you can do that. The finals are happening on the 25th of November. I'm going to be there.
Yay.
I am very excited because I get to see you all again and meet Rangi as well.
Fantastic.
The details are actually on the Facebook page. So this is the Facebook page, the official Facebook page for Mrs. New Zealand. Look at that at 7:30. There's the red carpet door opens at 7 p.m. I shall be walking the red carpet with pride.
Absolutely.
And you can come and be part of the competition. Come and support these women who are doing great work in the world, who are using their voice to help others. Now, if you'd like to support each of these women individually, we're going to show you their Facebook pages. Put a like on their page. Now, this is Rangi. She actually organised today's interview, so shout out to you, Rangi. Thank you for organising this and help sharing the world. There's Shaleila's page as well. Find her on Facebook. Put a like on her page because we want to support these women. This is Karen. You can find her on Facebook as well and support her journey. And finally, we have Tammy. She look, throw a like on the page. Support these women doing their bit. And remember, the proceeds from their events also, so they all do an entrepreneurial challenge, and the money from those events goes to the Breast Cancer Foundation. So do your bit for our lovely jubblies. And ladies out there, look after your jubblies and go online and find out about the great work that Mrs. New Zealand and Mrs. Universe actually does here in the world. Ladies, it's been an absolute pleasure having you in the studio. So much fun. Welcome to Live TV. Have you enjoyed it?
Yeah, love it.
I'd like to say kia ora and Juni Bayo, annyeonghaseyo to all the Korean viewers in Korea.
Fantastic. Perfect. Final thank yous and goodbyes from you.
Thank you to all my friends and you as well for having us. Thank you, your TV Fix, and please come to our show 25th of November, 7 p.m. If you want the tickets, please contact me or just send a message on Mrs. New Zealand page.
Perfect.
And you'll get your tickets. It's still available. And thank you so much for all your support.
Awesome. So it's all about getting yourself out there today.
Yes.
And finally, Tammy, final words.
I just want to say thank you to you for being such an inspiration to women.
Oh, thank you. That's really kind.
And you're good in the kitchen. You
Who knew? My mother will be so proud.
You look so beautiful. I don't know what else we can say.
I'm going to blush.
And final words to the audience out there. So goodbye from me and kia ora and annyeonghaseyo to our beautiful Korean audience. And we love you and take care of yourself.
Thank you, ladies. Well, it is time for us to head away, but I do have to say some thank yous to everybody watching. So thank you, guys. Oh, Dion Wallace just said, amazing work, ladies. All strength to you, and you have my support. I love that.
Thank you.
Thanks, and shout outs to Rick Rorangi, Duncan Wilson, Kia Heta, Ernesto Castillo, Stephen Singh, David Pearce, Matt Winiata, Tony Narang, all watching today. We love you guys. And Tracy Marie Huia, whose daughter Brooke was runner-up in Miss Universe New Zealand, just
Brooke
said,
Huia.
hey, beautiful ladies.
Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Yeah, thanks for watching, Tracy. We love you being part of the show. And thanks, everybody, for joining us. We love having you here every Wednesday at 11 a.m. for food, fabulousness, and being amazing. And I want to hear from you. Let me know what you want to see on the show. Do you want to know how to find the perfect size jeans, or do you want to know a little bit more about how to create that gorgeous smoky eye, or a recipe that's going to rock in your own kitchen? Let me know. And if you've got a great product, brand, or service, and we need to share that story so you're not the world's best kept secret, it is time to contact us. We work with brands, businesses, and personalities. Send me an email, info@yourfix.tv. Thanks to all my beautiful sponsors as well. Kathy Organics for my lovely skincare, Romina from Argentina for ripping off my moustache every week, and for OBR Merino for my gorgeous cardigan I'm wearing today, Evelyn Rose Lashes for my pretty peepers, and Fabulez for my gorgeous jewellery. I love you guys. And finally, if you want the recipes, head to www.moniquebradley.co.nz. Boy, there's some beauties on there, that's all I'm going to say. So on behalf of the beauties I have in the studio today, Pete, the beauty who's behind the camera today, being our producer, and on behalf of me, thank you so much for watching. Ka kite anō. And remember, be careful out there, 98% of people are caused by accident. Love you guys. See you next week. Bye.